Pounders. Welcome back. Today we're going to be drafting a Underdog Fantasy Best Ball Mania 5 team, attempting to win the big old prize of $1.5 million. And we have plus 10 waiting. So guess what? For a little entertainment value, let's just fly into the Puppy Superflex contest. I believe I have 9 entries. And this is a contest that I told you guys, don't draft after day 1, after day 2, because the ADPs, especially of those QBs that go after the first 2 rounds, are all going to fly up the board. And then we can show you a couple teams. Like we have a team with Burrow at 20, Deshaun Watson at like 90. Like, come on. Come on. Those teams are going to have a crazy advantage, although a smaller percent of the teams, maybe like 10 to 15% of the full 67,000, but that's still quite the advantage. So I do like to draft this contest on day 1 and on day 2, but maybe we can share some of the insight as we wait for the BBM 5 to fill. And this is a contest that be prepared for the next one to open. If they do open another Superflex, which I assume it's still early in the draft season, be ready, because those day 1 and day 2 ADPs are very plus EV, very plus EV. And sometimes you have to get into the right room, because some teams will drive up the QB price on day 1 and day 2, which it's like, come on, guys. This is why we're drafting the contest early. Like, fall in line. We're trying to create strong teams here. It's the only reason why you're drafting them on day 1 and day 2. We get the 10 spot, which is interesting because I tend to lean into a skill position player now that the QB price is more expensive. So on the back end of the contest, like right before the fill rate, I do want to lean into a little more of the 1 QB plus 1 skill position player. I'm hoping it's a running back that falls to us. We can get Bijan for free at pick 15, Bijan or Brees usually. So we'll see who comes to us. I'm not recognizing any of these names, which is usually a good sign. And I'll monitor the BBM 5 filling, because that was the goal today, was to get into a Best Ball Mania 5. Looks like we're plus 7 waiting for that contest. And we'll see how this goes. Again, we got to bring it to an even number, right? Like we can't just stay with 9 entries on the Puppy Superflex. So you got to do the right thing. Having to look at that all off season, like the Puppy contest, I got to 37. I just one of those must have got canceled. This is something about odd numbers. It's definitely some sort of complex we have here. Let me go and try to pull up one of these Superflex teams. Yeah, here you can see we have nine Puppy Superflex. We drafted 1 after the day 2 draft, and this is how that one came out. We went 4 QB, leaning into late QBs. We leaned into some of these early running backs in this one, and still get Hill, Cup, D-Hop. So as you can see, like we went early skill position players because the QB prices come up. We grabbed 4 late QBs, I guess you could call them, and then 4 tight ends. Probably should have leaned into 3, but yeah, is what it is. Here we go. This is interesting. CJ Stroud over Lamar is insane, in my opinion. Like borderline, like that. We should just the draft should be canceled. Pure collusion. Gotta have fun with it. You gotta have fun with it. Plus 6 for that BBM. All right, so we're gonna have some time here. Kyler off the board at 7. Yeah, I love going CMC in this range, 7 or 8. I think you can put Kyler into this group, A-Rich into that group. There's no way we're getting A-Rich. If we go Lamb, can we get Prescott? Probably not. This guy might be on auto too. Yeah, he's on auto. A-Rich at 8's really good. Burrow off the board. Let's just send it. There's a better chance. Is there a better chance to get Lamb on the way back around? That's the way I see it. There's a better chance to get Lamb on the way back around. And if not, we can just go. We probably should start double QB. Let's try this. We already did the elite skill position early in the last one where we started. I think, where did we start in this one? We had pick 8. And we went CMC and Hill. So let's try something different. I do like the stacks we got in this. A lot of stacking partners. He goes Lamb. Some of these teams might be on auto too. I feel like that guy checked it all the way down. He checked the ball all the way down. So we're going to be dancing between these two contests today. I love the Bijan. I love the Bijan here, but what QBs would we get coming back to us at 34? Staffy, Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. And these are the QBs that are higher in price now. He goes Bijan. Okay. We're gonna bring in Jaden Daniels with this. All right. And we did fill BBM contest. Let's go. Let's go. Could this be the day we get our first CD Lamb share? Currently at 0% CD Lamb through 36 drafts. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Can this be the day? Man, this room actually looks pretty soft. Shout out to CLN. Pounder in here. Snuck into this one with us. I don't think I recognize any other names. Sick Fart is just... That's just a username. You know what I mean? That's just a username. Interesting. Sick Fart wins BBM 5. That would be tragic. That would be tragic for the underdogs. Let's take a peek at some of these early teams. Yeah, so this is probably a room that the QBs were going off early, and it's like, guys, chill. But you have those rooms that, okay, Deshaun Watson at 51, that's fine. Joe Burrow at 20, Deshaun Watson at 92 in the same draft is wild, while still getting CMC at 5. That is punishing. That is punishing. This team's. I wish I stopped with 2 tight ends. Same bye week. Who cares? But man, this team's gross. This team's gross. We did it. We did it. We did it. Our first CD Lamb share. Do we get Dak at 98? That's basically where he falls, right? 93. You need him to fall a few picks. Now, the other day on Fantasy Sanctuary, shout out to those fellas, we got Dak at 119. We pushed Dak to the 119 spot to pair with Lamar Jackson, who we also got at 50. That team came out pretty disgusting. This is gonna throw us off a little bit. Dude, the double QB Sam Laporta. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, some of these Superflex teams that were drafted early on are just they're strong. They're strong. Where's so we just get Jaden Daniels at 15, his ADP is 18, but on day 1 we pair him with Josh Allen at 25. Like, whoa. That's why we say not to draft these after. But for entertainment value, for you guys, learn from my mistakes. The $5 dono going in the tank, basically. Drake London goes off at 11. Relax, Mr. ETR. Relax. Although I have him ranked at 12, so let's see. We have some bringbacks in these games, as you can see. Drake London against Washington. Drake London will be a fun one. And actually, I was going to say I wouldn't mind bringing in both of these guys. But let's see what Cotton does. I'll double tap RB here, too. I'm comfortable doing that. You only start 2 receivers in this. And we leverage 2 elite QBs by grabbing these 2 running backs. Is this guy on auto? It feels like it. Yeah, he's on auto. What if we do this? I want to grab two RBs here. Achane leveraging the Miami offense, obviously elite pieces there in Waddle, in Hill. Derrick Henry being able to leverage Lamar Jackson is fun in a 1-week contest if we're fighting for week 17. I think the team before us and the one team after us are both on. No, this is before ADP. He's just probably multi-tabling and taking it all the way down. All right, so a little interesting. Garrett Wilson at 12, Jalen Waddle at 13. Getting a little different here in the 12 spot because Waddle is not someone that's going to fall to 36. Okay. I don't hate it for getting different. I don't think you necessarily need to do that right now, but I don't hate it. Give us Devontae Adams one time for the boys. One time for the boys. We're on the clock over here. We do get Derrick Henry. This is... All right. I like Derrick. Yeah, of course. Well, let's go Mike Evans. And then maybe DJ Moore. We're at 3% DJ Moore. Metcalf will probably pass him. But in a tier where like you have Neighbors, you have Smith, you have Diggs, DJ Moore, Metcalf. DJ Moore is probably going to pass Diggs, but I could also see Metcalf passing both of them. I think there is a little advantage to not just selecting based on ADP too. If you just go over 2 guys in the same range, which I would put these players relatively in the same tier. I'm glad I'm at 17%. Devonta Smith. I like my percents here. This is like where I want to be. Around 3%. Pittman, Flowers. I'm not like super in love with like some other people, but Achane starts to get interesting here. But let's stick to the plan with receiver. And let's bring in DJ Moore. Both by week 7, not overly worried about it. Actually, if less people are doing that, then I want to do that more often. DJ Moore also has a great playoff schedule with Detroit and Seattle. 49.5 point total against Detroit, 47 point total against Seattle. Those are fun games. Mike Evans in a dome game in Dallas. Lamb in a dome game against Tampa Bay and then plays Philly. Yeah. 2 home games too. And then Mike Evans gets Carolina at home, week 17. Shoof. I like that. Now, will ETN fall back to us? Because ETN is someone that has been dipping a little bit in drafts. But one of ETN and Pacheco I like with this start in particular. And then one of these guys, I do think there's a drop-off after Christian Kirk. I think there is a little tier separation, and I like Terry, but we just don't know with Jaden Daniels. We don't know. Not someone that's really able to he's kinda like got those Olave type touchdown numbers. It's like 4, 5 every year. And, now you have a rookie QB. There might be some growing pains. We don't know who the favorite target's gonna be. How much is this team gonna run? I like Terry's ADP from a floor standpoint, but already having 3 receivers, not as much. Here we can bring in Kelsey, which is interesting. I'm not doing this too often, but Kelsey, Kincaid goes at 48. We can basically, let's do it in this specific. The tiebreaker goes to this guy goes double elite tight end. So if he was to like keep drafting tight ends, it'll just make this pick stronger in this individual room. And then we're going to bring in probably one of these 3 receivers, I would say. If this guy's on auto, he double taps. This pick's before ADP. But so maybe he has rankings set up. This guy must have rankings set up. Every single pick's going to triple zeros. It's not really a contest. Like NFL is not easy to auto pick because you still want to correlate. Derek Carr here 61 is pretty good. I'll admit. We could be looking at a third QB, but I sort of want to push like Drake May or one of these for my third QB. I want to catch up at receiver here with at least one pick, especially after we go tight end. And I'm never usually going tight end here. Okay, so we're going to get Diggs or Tank Dell. I feel like I just have Tank Dell ranked ahead of Diggs. We also have this is the tiebreaker here. Derrick Henry in Baltimore against Houston, week 17. And then we also have a mini here against Kelsey, week 16. So the Tank Dell click here I think he's going to be better. I think he's going to be better by the end of the season than Diggs. That's sort of the way I see that going. I mean, we saw Diggs fall off last season too. So we will stick with the 3% ownership of Diggs, and we will continue to lean into that take. But both are good clicks here. It makes really good sense with what we have going on with some of this correlation we got. Let's skip back over to the BBM draft. ETN goes at 41. Are you going to give us Pacheco? Look at this. Kyron falls to 36. Almost where we have him ranked. A couple more picks. Pacheco goes 1 pick before you. Dirty. I guess we'll just bring in Amari Cooper. We're good with that. And then actually getting one of these tight ends feels pretty good. For me, it's Kincaid. Just based on the receivers they brought in this offseason, I think that's even better for Kincaid. You have rookie with maybe some growing pains. This guy goes double elite tight end. Ooh, even better for us. Even better. Okay. Go 3. We'll take either one of these. Go 3 tight ends. Tight end premium league, baby. Come on. Tight end premium league. The one spot is feeling himself. Why is everyone like just counting down the seconds. Like, make your pick. What is happening today? Drink your coffee, make your pick. Wow, we see Diggs fall. Zay Flowers, Hollywood Brown goes before Diggs. This was the anti-Diggs room. Holy smokes. Where's the Stroud team? The Stroud team right here passes up on Diggs. Why go Stroud at 3? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Stroud over Lamar, but I'm not going to bring in the pass catcher. Just like, what are we doing? I know it's Tuesday, but my God, these are feeling like some Sunday scaries. Holy smokes. Don't let us get our boy. Don't let us get our guy. Not attending minicamp. I love tags like this. Make the guy drop. Yes, please. Yes, please. In this case, I'd probably rather Kirk over Pickens just because we have one receiver. We probably need a little more weekly high floor plays than Pickens spike weeks. Now, if we had a few receivers and Pickens is our wide receiver 3 or 4, Pickens makes probably more sense. It would be realistic to get 2 of these guys. Whether it's a QB and a receiver or 2 receivers. JJ McCarthy is the 4th QB. He probably needed it. Yeah, Daniel Jones goes. Daniel Jones would have been a pretty nice value here at 82. That's obviously if he can stay healthy and stay on the field. There is Russell Wilson. There is Bo Nix still. But at this point, I probably just want to lean into these 2 guys and catch up at receiver. I think that's going to be the play. He goes Kirk. Don't let us get our guy, man. Don't let us get T. Higgs. We have T. Higgs in a little Week 17 matchup versus Denver. Bo Nix back on the board? No, we should correlate. We should correlate Jaden Daniels if he's there. There's a good chance he's not. Let's see what these boys want to do. Let's see how these boys want to play it. This is probably one of these picks is going to be Kittle, I would think. Damn, solo Derek Carr, bro. You need Bo Nix more than I do. This team's dead. Unfortunately, this guy paid the rake. The 12 spot tried pushing it. I mean, the recovery starts now, I guess, but it might be too late. Who else does he bring in? Like Jacoby Brissett? I don't know. Michael Penix Jr. for an early injury to Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix is someone that probably should be mixed in more than he has been. 204. Oh, shit. All right, cool. So we get to catch up at receiver here in a correlated way as well, which feels good. We have the Barkley against Philly with the Barkley against Philly. We have Barkley in Philly against Washington with that stack. So a nice little correlation piece there too. Little stack and bring back. That's what the kids on the playground say. CJ Stroud falls to 63 in BBM, paired with Josh Allen, though. It's quite the investment. 2 receivers through 6 rounds. Coming back on like the wide receiver dead zone, just about. He's praying for like Seawat to be there at 82. Good luck, sir. Good luck. I've been clicking Rice quite a bit the last few days because it seems like doesn't seem like it. He is rising right now. BTJ off the board. Fungal. We spoke him into existence, boys. We spoke him into existence. It was completely our fault. Let's just go K-Walk here. Get him at pick 71. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining. Not us. Not me, not I. Lad McConkey at pick 74. JSN, Deontay Johnson. I could see Deontay Johnson rising, but is he going to rise? Let's see. Denver. Do we have any correlation? I guess we do have the week 17 against Mike Evans. So I think we give the tiebreaker to that. It's going to open up a little late Bryce Young as well. Also Baker. We'll have a stack and a bring back. So that's nice there. We'll give the tiebreaker to that. But I do like Ladd. So maybe on this team, we make the bet against Ladd. Maybe we bring in Joshua Palmer with this one. I like Stevenson. Stevenson, we have above Montgomery. We have above Kamara. We'll see if that actually happens in BBM. But him getting some positive news, closing in on contract extensions, just the way the team is talking about him is just overall positive. And 11%, I'm so much higher in the big board, and I'm so much higher. These are going to be my exposures just for BBM. But post NFL draft, I'm around 17%, Stevenson. Zamir White, someone I'm like 4%, but with my BBM shares, I'm at 9%. And he's been getting some positive news, some positive coach speak as well. All right, we're coming back around for the Superflex, where we started Dak and Jaden Daniels, and we went RB with Saquon and Derrick Henry. Got a falling Travis Kelce, Tank Dell, T. Higgs, and Terry, which tight ends, the ADPs are sort of wrong still, right? Like players are being picked ahead. In my opinion, that should be going ahead of Kelce. So the fall isn't that crazy. But when I see this guy go 2 elites, that's what sort of made us pull the trigger there on someone that I'm really not drafting too much of. Justin Fields still on the board at 106 seems interesting. Some of these RBs, well, Brooks is off. So I'll go Addison if Addison's there. Addison or D-Hop. Addison goes. So we have D-Hop by week 5. Seems pretty good. I'm not in love with this RB range, actually. Is this the spot where you click Fields? If he's there, we'll click him, I think. It would be end of season upside. And we have the week 17 matchup against Kelce. If he's there, we'll click him. If not, we'll probably just reach on someone. If we're not going Brian Thomas Jr., and again, you're starting 2 receivers. I just don't love this RB range. So, like, who are we going to pull? Like, Mostert? Fields goes. Oh, they're making this so difficult. Surrender your draft entry. Do it now. Mostert isn't a bad pick. I like BTJ for a little end of season upside here. Let's see what happens. On the way back around 130, 135, if we go receiver here, we can double tap RB. 2 of these guys. Yeah, let's go Brian Thomas Jr. here. Another piece for week 14 bye week. We can stop with 7 receivers probably, because you only have to start 2. It's going to allow us to load up on running backs. We only need 2 tight ends. Maybe we take some shots in the dark at like a player like Michael Penix Jr. or Jacoby Brissett. Maybe even Sam Howell or Joe Flacco would be interesting. You'd be basically betting on an A-Rich injury, obviously. It's the only way he's getting on the field. But would make that interesting and probably someone that should be drafted in every contest because of the upside Joe Flacco would be able to provide in a Superflex contest. Had to say that. See, had to say that. So we do get Dak here. I don't know if we can trust this guy to make the right click. He went double elite. He's kind of scaring me. Let's just bring in Dak. I want James Conner. There's no guarantee we get him. If we don't get him, what do we do? What do we do? He goes Kyler. I wonder, though, does he go Kyler and Dak? We just don't know. This is a man that double tapped 2 elite tight ends. I don't love the Moss click. Like, I'd rather probably click Raheem Mostert or Jane Daniels. We have so many stacking partners for QBs. Like, we can go Baker, we can go Deshaun Watson, we can actually bring in Caleb too, but he would obviously have to fall. We could bring in Bryce Young, we bring in Leggett, we could do a double stack, bring back with Mike Evans. So there's some stacking partners. Let's just sort of touch at RB here, get a piece of this Miami offense at the same point. And yeah, this is just a very balanced approach so far. Yeah, Caleb goes. There's just so many stacking partners with Caleb too, like Keenan Allen. But I mean, if Dak can fall to 119, like anything's possible. 2251. Yeah, we definitely want to bring in a late QB that might need an injury to get on the field, but who cares? It happens. That's how you create strong teams too. So like Drew Lock, if Daniel Jones gets hurt with the neck injury, which, I mean, I'm no doctor, but a neck injury seems pretty easy to re-injure in the game of foosball when your own line is Swiss cheese. So Drew Lock probably also not a bad click. Didn't expect this many running backs to be on the board still. Schultz off. Yeah, a double click at the RB position right here feels really good. Feels really good to add on to Saquon Barkley and Henry, Prescott Daniels, Tank Dell, T. Higgs, Terry McLaurin stack, D Hop, Brian Thomas Jr., and Kelsey. Okay. Obviously, we're leaning into Jane Daniels being a high upside rushing QB. By week 5, by week 6, by week 12, right? So maybe we do this. Let's have a peek. Spears goes anyways. These guys don't have Joe Burr. This guy's got Staffy, but he's got 4 running backs. I think we get both of them here, no matter what. Which running back would we prefer? In my opinion, it's Chase Brown, but I want both. And maybe this is why I have very little, or I have none in BBM, but I'm only 36 drafts in. I'm not completely against bringing in Corum. I actually like the Corum click, but let's see if he comes back to us. And if not, do we just go like Tyler Lockett or Shaheed? Sutton goes off the board. BBM's coming back to us as well. There's the Palmer click. There's Shaheed. Mike Williams, we have to chill on. Like, I think Mike Williams is going to fall. We just end up with like a lot of Josh Allen stacks. And then a lot of, well, in this spot, especially with like a Amari Cooper, stacking like Cleveland with Miami and the Jets, Buffalo. So we're getting some extra playoff value there. Yeah, are we going to get Corum here, or is he going to stack it with Staffy? If not, we can bring in Lockett, and we're definitely, I mean, you could probably stop at 6. But in a 20-round draft, 7 seems appropriate still. Yeah, Mike Williams off. We have Kincaid. Probably Tajay here. Let's bring in Tajay Spears and let's see what the one spot wants to do. And then over here, we do get Blake Corum. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Successfully get both RPs. That feels good. That feels good. We're building 2 different contests at the same time, and it's looking pretty nice. We could bring in the double stack here with Dallas, but we are looking pretty damn good at receiver too. I'm tempted to just go Chase Brown here. Ooh, nice. Okay, so I guess the decider is pick 143, 146, who we think we can get there. Like if I can get Polk with one of those clicks, I'm happy. If we can get Burton or Roman Wilson, like 2 of those, I'd rather hit RB here, I think, than RB at 143 and 146. Yeah, because there's no guarantee that Marshawn Lloyd's even there. So let's bring in Chase Brown. And we'll see who comes back to us. If Marshawn Lloyd's there at 143, Brandon Cooks is fine here. I'd probably prefer the stack plus Marshawn Lloyd than Chase Brown plus Polk or Burton. But let's see what comes back to us. Also, there's going to be some QBs coming up as well that we have to think about in Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield, in which we have stacks and bringbacks with the Mostert in Cleveland, Tampa Bay, and Carolina. Week 17 stacks. The Week 16 stack with Dallas and Tampa Bay is fun. And not a lot of people are correlating for Superflex too. So if you can push one of those correlated teams into the finals, you're probably looking above average on the plus EV scale. A lot of people just firing blind darts. This is definitely an interesting build. And I'm curious, let me know in the comments, who is your favorite late QB? And I guess you can like Sam Darnold plus, like of the backups, who's your favorite? Is it Drew Lock with a potential injury to Daniel Jones? Is it Joe Flacco with A-Rich? Both rushing QBs in front of them. Sam Howell feels less likely to me. I think Geno can just play well enough to keep his job, but that's just how I see it. Let us know who your favorite is. Is it Michael Penix Jr. for the upside of that offense? Kirk Cousins with the Achilles? Jacoby Brissett seems destined to lose his job, like guaranteed, because of the investment the Pats made at QB. Is there any chance he wins it back? Or not wins it back, but I guess if it gets ugly enough for May towards the end of the season, do you see more Jacoby Brissett? It probably requires an injury for Brissett to get the job back. Couple tight ends go off the board. Myers finally off the board. Like, Jesus. What are we doing here? Oh, I love this. We're definitely going RB here. I know we have the Dotson stack, but we already have Terry. I don't really care to overstack a Russian QB. Oh, we love this. We can even add Ty Chandler in here. Where's my boy? Burton's down here at 174. Can we get Burton at 178 or Roman Wilson? If we can get one of those two at 178, it'll feel pretty good to push it. But let's bring in Kendre here. We're living. We are living right now. We are living. A little 2, 6, 7. No, we can go more. We're going to go 3 because we're going to bring in a random, at least one of these late guys. At least one. These are probably my favorite 3. There's Sam Howell. I mean, Sam Darnold too, but he just goes off too early in my opinion. There's still guys I'd rather click in this range around him. We're going one more RB here, and we're done at RB. Ooh, we're on the clock here with 4 seconds. We're going to bring in Polk. So we do get Polk. I mean, do we get one of Burton? I guess we should be mixing in maybe a little more Ricky in front of Roman Wilson. I would love to get Burton here. I would love to get Burton here. A little week 16 correlation with Amari Cooper. If we can then bring in Deshaun Watson, we'll have balls. It's okay. I wanted a little more Polk. Okay, so we're also going to get, in this draft, Marshawn Lloyd to finish up this room. That's a fun running back room. Play ball. Play ball. Ricky Pearsall. It doesn't feel as good. We're going to mix it in, though. We're going to force ourselves to take a Ricky share here. 23% Roman Wilson and 20% Jermaine Burton. We force ourselves to take Polk and Ricky here. I don't know how to feel about it. But we do get the little Ricky and Mostert mini as well. So get a little different. Diversify the portfolio is what all the cool kids are doing. Curious, let me know how many BBMs you guys have drafted so far. Are you waiting to do the majority of them in late July, August, when you have the training camp news? You can see who's getting the RB2 reps. That's when I like to do probably at least save about 50% of my drafts for, is that last like 40, 45 days. So you're doing about 1.5 BBMs a day. Not bad. Manageable with slows and all that. Super manageable. 2651. So obviously we're going to click a shit ton of receivers, but like you only have to start 2. You only have to start 2. Fun. This Superflex is fun. It's just I forget what we were doing the first 2 days when it opened, because we didn't end up getting a Superflex strategy video out there, which is unfortunate. But I at least shared my thoughts on and in the Discord for everyone. So you guys should definitely be jumping in the Discord. It's where we all hang out offline. It's where we post our drafts or draft grade section, all the news on risers and fallers. It's where you can reach me off stream as well. So link is in the description. Join the Discord. Slap the like if you haven't already. Hit the sub. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers for a 24-hour live stream. And we will have guests on guests and beers and coffees and more beers. Justin Herbert finally kind of makes me wish that we went Lad here instead of Deontay Johnson. If we knew we were going to be able to get Justin Herbert at 146. Obviously, I do not have a crystal ball, but I shall be ordering one from Amazon ASAP. Deshaun Watson goes off. I don't love to see that. We were just going to have such good stacks with Cleveland between Miami and Miami. Oh, well, it's okay. We could have brought in like a late Malik Washington, although back-to-back rookies. I don't even mind. Polk, I think, will have a role in the offense earlier into his NFL career where, yeah, sure, Ricky might need an injury in front of him to really impact the offense, but he could still have spike weeks. I'm surprised Roman Wilson's still on the board. Like, we just still have him queued up from the last time. Marvin Mims would be interesting to mix into this team as a last receiver. We can start to look at Drake May as well if we want to do 3 QBs. We still have the Bryce Young option too, with bye week 7, bye week 11 is safe. But we have the week 16 against Baker Mayfield in the dome. I kind of want to lean into this as a bring back. Mike Evans, Mims off the board. But it's always when you want to bring in the stack is when they go. I feel like players you're not typically drafting. It's like all of a sudden it's everyone's favorite player. We'll shake and bake here. We'll go Jawan Johnson over Derrick Henry here if he's avail. Okay, this guy doesn't need a QB, right? Goff and Kyler Murray. He doesn't have Tampa Bay. Kate Otton's there if he really wants to stack another tight end, but I don't think he does that. So I'm tempted to just go Antonio Gibson here. Seems like the right click. And then we do get Jawan Johnson on this side. This guy's probably punching the air right now. Well, yeah, you shouldn't have gone double elite tight end, and your running back room wouldn't look like Denver's. I'm sorry. That was low. That was that was uncalled for. Auto click Vidal. Michael Wilson. Do not click Baker Mayfield. Yes! I've never been so excited to draft Baker Mayfield in my life. We get the week 16 against CeeDee Lamb. We get the week 17 correlation against Deontay Johnson. Ooh, a little discount double check. Superman, Cam Newton. We just did both of them. Ooh. All I could picture is the Cole Kmet touchdown celebration where he knocks it out of the park. Figuratively, that's what we're doing right now. We're stopping in 2 tight ends. Our running back room is fucking insane. Maybe we bring in Corley here. I don't even mind. I want to go upside. Like Thielen, he just doesn't seem like an upside click right here. Let's go Corley. We're going to need one more receiver. Maybe. maybe 2 more, and we're gonna go 2 QBs. If I can grab 2 of these 3, that would be insane. So with our next pick, we'll go one of Penix or Joe Flacco. Let's see who's out there for RBs. I think the RBs and wide receivers are pretty well balanced. We probably have more invested at receiver. So one more receiver. We stop at 7. We could go one more running back if we think that's where the higher upside lies for our roster. And with the players remaining, probably. So we'll see what comes back to us there. But up in 6 picks on BBM's side of the board, 3 picks left. Curious if you guys are stopping with just Dak and Baker or if you're bringing in a third QB. Now, Bryce Young does have the same bye week 11, as Baker does. We need a second tight end. Fant is just screaming at me. Jonnu Smith also yelling pretty loudly. Jatavian Sanders, I don't mind at pick 210. So one of these 3 is ideal, in my opinion. Let's go. We have Tolbert still on the board. Who just went? Noah Fant just went. Njoku, Kate Otten, and Fant. Yeah, you probably need 3. Probably need 3 there. Jonnu will be a second Miami piece. I don't mind it. Don't go Jonnu. Don't go Jonnu. Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it. Is Drake May still on the board? Drake May still on the board. Ooh. And we have Polk. Can we sneak Jonnu Smith and Javon Baker? This guy's done at tight end. Risk it for the biscuit. Risk it for the... All right, we're bringing in Baker here. We're going to go Jonnu, and then we're going to see if we can sneak a last round click Drake May. Who sometimes goes undrafted. This would give us a triple in New England. Polk, Baker, Antonio Gibson. This would be fun. This would be fun. This would be fun. Let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens. Pretty fun wide receiver room, though. Good amount of like high floor, high ceiling plays. Deontay Johnson, Polk makes sense in this specific build. Ricky and Baker being some of the more unknown high upside clicks. Ooh. It's probably Mims or Rondell Robinson here. Wandell. I just said Rondell. It's probably one of these 2 first. I kind of wanted Wandell, though. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We got to start 2 of these guys every week. It's pretty good there. He's got Kirk Cousins. He shouldn't be going. He should not be going Michael Penix, and this guy's got 4 QBs. Just big brain that one. Just absolutely forced it. Just absolutely forced it into my brain that it does not make sense for either team to go Michael Penix, and that is exactly why you will see a Michael Penix click right now. If it doesn't make sense, they're probably doing it. Ooh, okay. We dodge one. We dodge one bullet. Drake May still on the board. Drake May still on the board. 10 picks over here. 10 picks over here. A lot of 3 QB, 3 QB. Oh, dear. Only 2 of them. You already have Kirk Cousins. Remember, look back at your team, sir. Look back at your team. You already have Cousins. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. This is bad for your health. Our RB room fucks. Okay. 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 So many QBs off the board. So many QBs. Drake May doesn't make sense. Drake May doesn't make sense for you. Three QBs? Nope. Who has Pop Douglas? Any of these guys? Nope. No Pop. No Pop. No one has Pop. 2. Come on. We also have Tolbert on the board, but we're not going 9. He needs a tight end. He needs a tight end. You need a tight end. You have 1 tight end. You have 1 tight end. Sir, you have 1 tight end. Let's go. Get the victory lap out. Babe, get my running shoes. Get my running shoes. Nope, long distance. Long distance. We're going. We're lapping. We are lapping. Ooh, did we get a BBM entry canceled? I'm going to have to check the old email there. Oh, baby. Feels like a good spot to bring in Drake May. Last pick. He falls 14 picks to us. We also have the whole New England team, so it's not overly surprising. Now, we didn't have Henry. But Baker and Polk, the New England bring back, and Kincaid for week 16. Need to catch up on Kincaid exposures. This will probably help us a couple percent. Man, stack and bring back for the Dallas and Tampa Bay. Really fun. Tampa Bay stack with Mike Evans, Baker, and then the bring back with Deontay Johnson week 17. This team just like soup to nuts stacked. We got Antonio Gibson as well. None of the RBs have correlation, which is fine. Besides Antonio Gibson, still a fun RB room. Not too much invested, but all different bye weeks as well. So probably a pretty good advance rate team. 3 QB with Drake May feels pretty good. Yeah, that's a draft, boys. That's a draft. Let's actually take a quick peek at CLN's team. Brock Purdy, Levis, and Bo Nix. Hall, Harris, Benson, Elliott. I like the RB room. Ayuk stacked. Flowers, little T. Higgins bring back. Calvin Ridley stacked. J-Mo bring back. Gabe Davis bring back. Troy Franklin stacked. And Tyler Boyd with Okonkwo and Andrews. I like that pairing as well. So he's got a Tennessee triple. Holy smokes. Yeah, really, really nice. Nicely correlated there by CLN. Guys, if you enjoyed today's live stream, go down, slap the like on the video, hit subscribe, help us get to our 2,000 sub goal so we can do a 24-hour live stream for you. If you guys are interested in the overlay, you can visit bestballoverlay.com, and we will catch you on the next one. Have a good night.